what I'm doing right now is I'm weighing the sprue formers on the gram scale, and what I've gotten is I've gotten three numbers here. On number 1, our original weight was 174 grams. The sprue former weighed 168.5 grams. That gives us 5.5 grams for our total model weight. The second one, we have 5 grams for our total model weight. The last one, 168 grams minus 164 grams, gives us 4 grams for our total model weight. Now there's a trick to computing how much metal you're going to use, and it's based on specific gravity. I'm not going to get all fancy on the science part of it, but what I'm going to say is, in order to compute how much silver you need at least 10 grams of silver for every gram your wax model weighs. That would make this 5.5, that would be 55 grams of silver. All you do is move the decimal point over. In the case of this one, you move the decimal place over from 5, you need 50 grams of silver, and for the last one you'd need 40 grams of silver. Now, I like to make sure I got a little bit of extra metal, usually 20% extra for my sprue weight and for my button. So I'm going to multiply times 1.2, so this would be 60 grams, this one would be 48 grams, and this one is probably going to be somewhere around 70 grams. So that's the next step, is computing your weight of picking scrap out. This is my silver scrap drawer, and she's picking out clean sterling silver scrap to be used for the casting. We generate a fair amount of scrap here, so she's picking out old short pieces, trimmed pieces, and old sprue buttons. A piece like this, that's a sprue button, and we're going to use that metal to weigh up for the casting. So we've gone through the scrap drawer, and now we're going to take our scrap and we're going to weigh it out. I've got a little bit more scrap than I need, so I'm going to, the first one I need at least 55 grams, and it's really got to be closer to 70 grams. So got a little bit more than I need. Just make sure my scales are functioning well. There we go, 70 grams. This is flask number 1. I've got some old sterling silver salt shakers that I'm going to melt down, and the rest is looks like old bezel scrap. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. We're a bright red. And the inside of my mold, can you see, that is, it's glowing red on the inside, and all the carbon appears to be burned out. I'm going to check them all. That one is glowing inside as well. I'll turn this over. Come on, baby. There we go. And come on. Now this one. You can see inside, I still see some sort of bright red deposit on the inside, so I'm going to, but that might be, that just might be the, no, it looks pretty good actually. I'm going to take this bad boy here, we're going to set him in, and I'm going to turn this guy up just a little bit. and so it's on 6.5, which is a meaningless number. That red light blinks on and off whenever it cycles. And the higher the number, the faster the cycle. So I'm going to give it about, 15 minutes heating, and then I'm going to let it soak for a half an hour, and then we're going to pour. This is borax flux. I'm going to put a pinch of borax flux in this guy, and what the heck, why not 2 pinches? This is scrap. And I got a little starfish that I just knocked the stone out of. Okay, and the next thing we want to do is we want to wind this bad boy up. See this post right here, Judy? Can you see that? That I'm going to come to here to make sure that's all the way there. That's 1, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and 4 turns. Then we're going to put the mold in here and melt the metal in a minute. It's time to go get a mold, and then we'll fire this sucker off. Hi, we're about ready to pour. We're going to do 3 small flasks. But before we do that, I want to talk to you a minute about safety and basic procedure around here. First of all, you'll notice I have on heavy gloves. These are welding gloves. You buy them at the welding supply. They're about $3 each. You can buy them for the jewelry supply for $18 each. Take your pick. Any heavy leather gloves are better than no gloves at all. Burns are a very bad thing. They're the worst hazard that we have when we're pouring. For eye protection, you need something to protect your eyeballs, some kind of safety glass. Also, when you're pouring, I prefer a shield like this. If the metal hits your face and splatters, it's going to freeze to this, whereas some metals will just come right through and melt their way through. So I really do prefer this. It also lets you breathe a little bit better. It's less claustrophobic. Now, I'm going to be lighting up this torch, and this is a heating tip. You'll notice it's got a very big tip, puts out a very big flame, and this is oxygen and propane. I don't have any gas in the lines right now. I'm kind of bleeding the lines. There we go. Now the oxygen is in. Now this will give me a very large, very high BTU flame, but it won't be as hot a flame as an oxyacetylene torch, so you have less chance of burning your metal. And I'm going to set this guy up here, and I'm going to go get my flask. I'll be right back. So, my mold is about 900 degrees. I've got thin, flat items inside. And so I want this to be my first one because it's got it's the one that takes the highest melting temperature. Wish I'd worn my other safety glasses. The next casting I will. I've got safety glasses that have a blue tint to them that cut out the bright glare from the flame. this is the carbon stirring rod. I use it to skim my metal because I've got a lot of scrap in here. I'm going to warm this carbon rod up a little bit before I put it in, because it'll suck heat out of the metal if I don't. I just dipped it in flux. It's starting to get liquidy. I'm waiting until the metal gets a bright silver surface on it. It's just about there. It's starting to break right now. It's starting to look like a mirror on top. There we have it. It looks like a mirror. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Judy, I want you to take 3 steps back, please. 1, 2, uh-oh. Hang on. 3, go. That is so cool. In the first half second, that metal accelerates to over 60 miles an hour. And actually, it's like a bullwhip snapping. When that sling arm flips the metal in, it's actually going at extremely high speeds. Now we wait. We're going to let it slow down a little bit. I'm going to stop it. Wouldn't hurt to have a glove on. And let's see if we got metal in the mold. Well, we cast just enough metal to do this one. I was a little bit short on the metal. But it looks like we have our main sprue button. I'm thinking that plastic has a different specific gravity than wax, because that shouldn't have happened. Okay.